When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. You know, I'm very careful about who I put in front of you guys. I take this very serious. I just don't let anybody get up, you know, and speak to you guys, all right? So when we bring people in, these are people who are, I'm only bringing in the best. Without further ado, he is from Atlanta originally. Went to the University of Tennessee and played football there. Is a business owner now. I mean, phenomenal testimony, story, all right? So I'm not gonna steal his thunder. Please put your hands together for my guy and what I believe is gonna be #1 speaker in the world, Mr. Inky Johnson. Put your hands together, guys.
Every day I'm chasing something.
Guys, no volume. All right, hold on. Hold on. Let me try that again.
Let anybody get up. If you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
Yes? Okay, I'm sorry.
You know, I'm very careful about who I put in front of you guys. I take this very serious. I just don't let anybody get up, you know, and speak to you guys, all right? So when we bring people in, these are people who are, I'm only bringing in the best. Without further ado, he is from Atlanta originally. Went to the University of Tennessee and played football there. Is a business owner now. I mean, phenomenal testimony, story, all right? So I'm not gonna steal his thunder. Please put your hands together for my guy and what I believe is gonna be #1 speaker in the world, Mr. Inky Johnson. Put your hands together, guys.
Every day I'm chasing something different. Every day the way I operate is totally different, and it's not about the product for me as much as it is about the process. And what I mean about the process saved my life. You see, my mother had me when she was 15 years old, right? Over on the east side of Atlanta, we came up in this neighborhood by the name of Kirkwood, drug dealer on every corner, gang members in the neighborhood, 2-bedroom home, 14 people, used to sleep on the floor. Got the opportunity to sleep in the bed one time out of the week. It was 6 of us in the bed, 3 at the foot, 3 at the head. And I came up with this dream pretty quick. I said, man, I want to go to the NFL because I had 8 uncles in that house, all 8 of which are still going in and out of prison. And so pretty quick, I said, man, I want to go to the NFL. And so I went to my big cousin Tamar one night. I said, man, listen, I want to go to the NFL. And so we got to work for this thing. So the thing we're going to do every night, we're going to be patient. We're going to engage in consistent action. Every night, we're going to race light pole to light pole with no shoes. So every night we would get out in the street, race light pole to light pole. One night, a coach came down the street. He signed me and my cousins up for organized sports, right? First time being in organized sports. We get in organized sports. The thing was, after practice, everybody to go home, and I always had to sit on the bench and wait on my mother because she worked at Wendy's. And so when my mother would show up in the park, it would be about 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night. So I'm sitting there, and when my mother would pull up, she drove an old Buick Regal, hubcaps off the car, seats torn up, the car was all beat up. And she would pull up in the park 10:30 at night. I would jump off the bench, I would sprint over to my mother, I would say, Mom, if you don't mind, can you please sit back in your car and turn on your car lights? I have to do some extra drills, I have to go to the NFL, so you would never have to work another day in your life. And I knew my mother was tired. And every night, my mother would sit back in that car, and those car lights would hit that field, and he had a 7-year-old kid doing backpedaling drills, running sprints, running laps, chasing his dream to go to the NFL. But just beyond those car lights, I could always connect with my mother's eyes, so it made me dig a little bit deeper. It made me push myself a little bit further. It made me work a little bit harder. It created a certain level of sweat equity in what I was doing. It created a certain level of pride in what I was doing. You know why people quit? People don't have pride in what they do. You know why people stop? They're selfish, and it's just about them. But when you have a bigger purpose to why you're doing what you're doing, and you want to honor the sacrifices that others have made for you, it's nothing for you to keep going when you hit adversity. If every decision and choice you make is just about you, at a certain point, you're going to hit something that's a lot tougher than you, and it's going to make you quit because you don't have a driving force for why you do what you do. But when I got up to the University of Tennessee, it was simple. It was simple for me to give everything I had. My freshman year, I played special teams. My sophomore season, I broke the starting lineup, had a really strong sophomore season. The summer heading into my junior year, I still remember the day where I was sitting in our film room, and I was watching film on the California Bears. My defensive backs coach, Larry Slade, came in the room. He said, Inky, I got some good news for you. I dropped the clicker. I said, what is it? He said, man, you're a projected top 30 draft pick, son. He said, all you have to do is play the next 10 football games. You're an automatic multimillionaire. I went out of the room. I called my mother and my grandmother on the three-way. I said, after this season, there will be no more struggle. I said, we would never miss another meal. I said, we would never experience another Christmas where we had to stand on the side of the curb and just be grateful. And I hung it up. First football game, I went out, played great, got an interception, shut Cal down. Second game, we're playing against Air Force, got late in the game, fourth quarter, guy dropped back, he threw the ball to a receiver coming out my sideline. Me and the guy, we went head on. As soon as I hit the guy, I felt as if every breath of my body left. Body went completely limp, fell to the ground, I blacked out. Never happened to me before. When my eyes opened, I'll never forget, my teammates ran over, they said, Ink, get up, let's go. I said, I can't. I said, I can't move. They said, what do you mean you can't move? You're our lockdown corner, man, we need you, let's go. I said, I know, man, but this time I can't move. I flipped my head up to the sky, I said, God, I said, surely nothing is happening in this moment that can alter my life. They got me over to the hospital, they took me back, they ran CAT scans, they brought me back into my room, and all in a 15-second time frame, the doctor came running in from the opposite side. He said, hey, get in here, we gotta rush this guy back to emergency surgery, he's about to die. I said, what? He said, son, you have busted up the subclavian artery in your chest, you're bleeding internally, we have to rush you back, take the main vein out of your left leg, plug it into your chest in order to save your life. When I opened my eyes from recovery, the same doctor was over me. He said, son, has some good news and some bad news for you. I said, you got some bad news for me? I had to tell him I was about to die. I'm still alive. How bad can it get? I'm still here. He said, the good news is we saved your life. I said, thank you, sir. He said, the bad news is, Ink, you have nerve damage in your right shoulder. I said, okay, cool. He said, but son, it's a strong possibility that you probably can never play the game of football again in your life. I said, no way. I said, no disrespect to you, doc, but I've been working for this ever since I was 7 years old. I said, no disrespect to you, doc, but you wasn't in the park with me and my mother when I was 7 years old and she was sitting in that Buick Regal she got done working at Wendy's. No disrespect to you, doc, but you didn't come up in that two-bedroom home, 14 people sleeping on the floor. No disrespect to you, doc, but you didn't miss those meals and stay focused and never made an excuse. I never cheated. I never cheated. Like my conscience still until this day won't let me, like I can't cheat. I can't look myself in the mirror and say, Ink, you did a good job knowing that I cheated. I can't cheat. One of the greatest pieces of advice that my mother gave me was this, son, whatever you start, you make sure you finish. And the problem with the world today, people get involved with things, and if they don't like a certain person, if they don't like the process, if it's not what they thought it was, they quit. And what they don't understand about quitting becomes a habit that doesn't just affect you. Later on in life, when you get a wife and you get some kids or you get a family, it's going to come back to haunt you, and it will one day affect them. That is why I tell you the process is more important than the product. It's not even about the outcome for me. It's about, can you take pride in what you do as an individual, and every night when you look in the mirror, knowing that you gave everything you had to it. And we have to get to the point where we're willing to impose our will on certain things. Impose your will on it. My life totally changed. And they gave me an opportunity to stop. And most people, when you give them an opportunity to stop while they're chasing something, they take advantage of it because they feel as if, man, why did this have to happen to me? I felt as if, why not me? This is the perfect opportunity to use this to be a blessing to somebody else. And you know what? It's not even about me to be truthful. It's not even about me. Now it's about repaying the people that invested in me and saw something in me when I couldn't see it in myself. At a certain point in life, it can't just be about you. And the moment that we understand that, and every day we wake up, we understand that life is a blessing and life is a gift. And if you were to check out today, how would you want to be remembered? It's bigger than you.
So guys, that video, and I want to be very honest, people always say to me, and this is what strikes me about this video before we get into the team call. Guys, I hear it frequently. I get messages every day. David, I don't know how you do it. David, you have 3 kids. You're working full time. David, how do you do it? Guys, I do it because I am obsessed. I am obsessed with personal development. Obsessed with it. I find something like that, I've listened to that 50 times. I see this part 2, I've listened to part 2. Part 2 comes up. I see get the full speech. I had to pay $10. I'm buying the speech for $10. Why? Because I'm obsessed with personal development. Because when I hear a story of a guy that lived in a house with 14 other kids, 2 bedrooms, slept in the bed one night a week with 6 other kids, with rats, cockroaches, that was supposed to be in the NFL, lived in a gang, drug dealing neighborhood where his friends got killed, and he's out there and successful and building this business, what's my excuse? So I say, if you weren't really paying attention to that video, it's recorded. Listen to it again. When people tell me, it drives me, how do you do it? How do I do it? Because there's people out there in a worse situation than me that are working harder than me and making it happen. None of us on this team have an excuse why you can't build this business. None of us. And after me seeing that with Inky Johnson, who I now follow on Facebook, it's very simple. My personal development got me to where I am, and my personal development is going to get me to where I want to go. So my lesson to you guys today before we get into the call is treat personal development as if your life relied on it, because otherwise you're going to stay where you are. Become obsessed with growing as a person. Become obsessed with surrounding yourself with people that are going to lift you up. Become obsessed with becoming a better person. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck and face adversity and not get where you want to go. So that's just my point for today. And I hope some of you guys heard that story and you finish this call and like, I got to listen to part 2 of it, because it blew me away when I heard it. And I remember saying, Kristen, we got to listen to this. And I sat her down and listened to it. That's why I am where I am, because I value growing each and every day. So that's my point with that call. And I hope you guys really heard what Inky's message, what he had to say. So guys, moving on, welcome to our team call this week. I am excited. Guys, everybody's lines are muted. I'm going to hit everybody just to make sure so we don't get back feed. Welcome to the Team Perseverance team call. For those of you that don't know me, because I see there's some names on here I don't know, welcome. My name is David Atkins, the founding Team Perseverance coach and your upline Star Diamond coach. And this is a time for us to come together each week and go over news, training, announcements, and some recognition. And tonight's topic, I think, is so important, because I think there's so many coaches out there, even coaches of the Diamond and Star Diamond ranks, that really still are quite confused on strong leg, weak leg, or strong leg, power leg, or what carryover volume is, and really what money you're sitting on right now to grow this business. And with that, that's why tonight I want to be able to go over that, show you some visuals, show you some things that will hopefully clarify that, open up it for questions, and really break it down for you guys to see, in fact, what is in front of you with the carryover volume and your team volume. So guys, announcements, it's really quick. Number one, guys, everybody on here should have got hammer and chisel by now, because I always say, being a product of the product, which is one of the 3 vital behaviors, it's so important. And if you don't want to feel salesy in this business, then you need to be doing the product so you can talk about your journey, your struggles, and what you're going through, and the soreness and changes your body's going to go through with this program. And it's here. So everybody, you should order it by now, because on January 4th, our team as a whole is launching a challenge group that we're going to do just for hammer and chisel. And you want to be part of that, and you want to be able to share, maybe starting at the weeks leading up to that, of in fact what hammer and chisel is about. So that's number one. Make sure you get the hammer and chisel challenge pack. Number 2 is our normal challenge group is going to be starting next week if people have anybody in December. So if I'm your upline Diamond, there'll be a post going up tonight or tomorrow. If you have challengers or people that would like to be in the group, that to start 1 week from today on December 14th. Then the next group behind that, so you guys are aware, will be the January 4th hammer and chisel group. And yes, you would have an overlap of 2 groups, but we're moving it up because we want to kick off the new year with all those New Year's resolutions for people right away with hammer and chisel. So that's only the other main announcement. And the last but not least, guys, Super Saturday is coming up in only a couple of weeks. So the Super Saturday events are those local events near you that are being hosted by coaches in your area, where you can hear news, recognition, a lot of energy in the room, live workouts on the end. It's very lonely when you're in your home, in your house, in your office, doing this business. I get it. It's hard. But when you get to live events, that's where the aha light bulbs go off. For me, my aha light bulb went off at Summit 2013, and I have not missed an event since. They are so important to me. So events. For the local coaches, anywhere, I don't know, I'm going to say tri-state area, we are having our event on Sunday. We were actually picked by corporate to be a market council, and a market council is when you build a region up enough that basically you're recognized by corporate. So we have coaches on there from our team right here. A couple of us are on the call, as well as some crossline people. There's about 9 of us right now. We're the Westchester Market Council. So we're super excited, and I think our last event of getting to almost 200 people put us on the map for that. So get your tickets, guys. It's been in the newsletter. It's on the coaches page. It's everywhere to get them. If you can't find them, post on the coaches page, and we will get you the link. There's also a Facebook event. So that is there as well. So, guys, getting right into, are there any questions so far before I get into recognition? Anybody? Anybody? No questions. All right. I was just looking at the chat. So, guys, getting into recognition, these are coaches with 200 team volume points or more. We have Rhonda McKierney at 203, Michelle Cespedes at 248, Alicia Waters at 225, Melanie Yoakum at 277, Tara McGinty at 298, Tracy Viaden at 291, Elizabeth Mangione at 296, Deborah Kane at 203, Denise Monteleone at 202, Michelle Adams at 235, Kristen Odell 253, Karen Brazillo 260, Kelly Della Vecchia at 223. Excuse me, guys. Margaret, a new name, Ann Chino at 248. Who else we have? Diane Rizzo at 225. Zaydilette Morales at 215. Mary R. Palumbo at 233. Brooke Butler at 248. Lisa Galafaro at 270. Guys, amazing week. Moving on, Maureen Buckley at 208. Greg Armstrong at 270. Margaret Irwin at 270. We have Christiana Carino at 278. Amanda Lou at 248. Amy Eastlack at 270. Who else do we have? Robin Ward at 275. Laura Schill at 285. Sharice Nolson at 290. And that's it in the 200 club. In the 300 club, we have Elizabeth McNaughton at 360. Way to go, Elizabeth. Lali Mastracco Rolls at 330. Who else do we have? At 300 team volume points or more. We have Linda Rizzo Stowe at 388. Danielle Zito at 388. And that's it for the, maybe not. We have Kristen Malone at 315. Darlene Champ at 303. And that's it for the 300 club. For the 400 club, guys, we have Deidre Pashley at 447. Bear with me, guys. Just scrolling here. 400. Kerry John at 458. Way to go, Kerry. The higher we go, guys, the less people, because that's the more volume. We have Kara Weiner at 457. And we have Gina Strecco at 425. Way to go, Gina. And that's it in the 400 club. In the 500 club, I know there's a couple of people that had 500. Let me see, guys. Moving quickly here. I wish there was a way to sort it better, but there really isn't. Elizabeth Mullenbrook at 532. Way to go, Liz. And where are the other two people? Shanna Carlucci at 558 and Michelle De La Salle at 568. Way to go, Shanna and Michelle. I saw you guys both on the call. And that's for the 500 club. In the 600 club, I think we had one or two people. Let me get their names out there. At 600. 600. Where are you? Sorry, guys. You could tell Hammer and Chisel came out because it was a big volume week. Maria Peterson at 612. Way to go, Maria. In the 600 club. Who else do we have? We have Shannon Larice at 695. And I think that's it in the 600 club. So our winner, we jumped to 1,201 points is Kristen Smalls. Way to go, Kristen, with 1,201 team volume points. So awesome week. So guys, getting right into, just readjusting myself here, getting right into tonight's topic with the team cycle bonus. And I'm going to give you guys some visuals and then show you a couple things in the back office of exactly what, in fact, this all is. So the first picture, guys, I want to get into is exactly what is the team cycle bonus, okay? So the team cycle bonus, guys, is in fact, the team cycle bonus is when you reach the rank of Emerald or higher, okay, you start having the ability to make money off of what your downline does. So in this picture, guys, it says in the example below, an Emerald coach has accumulated team volume of 540 team volume in the strong leg and 200 team volume in their weak leg. Now, I'm going to get into what strong leg and weak leg is in a second, but I want to show you how, in fact, you cycle. So if you are the green circle, guys, here, your left leg is down to the left, okay? And your right leg is these coaches down to the right. Everybody has a left leg and a right leg. First and foremost, in order for you to cycle and make the team cycle bonus, you have to have a total amount of 300 team volume points between the two legs. And I hope everybody's taking notes. You got to have 300 team volume points between the two legs. But this is the key with an asterisk. At least 100 team volume points has to come from your weak leg. So let's go over the example. So say you are this Emerald coach. This is your left leg. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coaches in your left, and you have 2 in your right. Okay? If you go over here to this picture here, all right, those 6 coaches in your left leg have 540 team volume points cumulative, meaning they each combined have 540 team volume points. That is through their sales or what they have purchased. So there's 540 team volume points between all those coaches. Your right leg has 200, meaning these 2 coaches here on your right have 200 volume points total team volume. Now, if you look, you always have to have at least 100 volume points coming from one leg and 200 from the other. And the way they decide where they take it, the leg with more volume gets 200 taken from it. The leg with the less volume gets 100 taken from it. So right here, they take away 200 team volume points and 100 from the other leg, the right leg. That would be, in fact, your first cycle, okay? Then again, another 200 is taken from your left leg and 100 is taken from your right leg. That's your second cycle. Now, if you notice, your right leg now has 0. There is 0 left, 0 volume points. But your left leg has 140 team volume points. That would be carryover volume. Carryover volume, guys, is the volume that's left over that will not cycle until you get at least 100 points on your right leg in this example. Down below, 2 cycles times $14. If you are an Emerald coach, it's $14 per team cycle bonus. If you are a diamond coach, you get $18 per cycle. But 2 cycles equals $28. So guys, basically, you could be sitting, eating popcorn, watching a movie, and your coaches below you bring in this volume, and you are making $28 off of their volume. That is the team cycle bonus. Now, another picture I want to show you guys is, hold on one second. I'm trying to grab, here we go. Close that. Let me do another picture to give you guys an idea of the volume. This picture here is an example where this is you. This coach here did 90 volume. I'm looking in the left leg again. Everything to the left of the line is your left leg. One coach did 90. One coach did 50. One coach did 90. These are volume points. So 90 PV, for an example, this coach buys Shakeology every month. That's 90 volume points. This coach here does 75 volume points. They sold a program, a hammer and chisel, so they brought in 75 volume points. When you combine all of these coaches in the left leg, that's the total team volume. Then you have the volume in your right leg. That's the total team volume. You add them both up, and then you cycle, just like the previous picture, off of the volume that both of your legs did. But remember, at least 100 volume points has to come from one side. Okay? Before I go to the next thing with your power leg and weak leg, and then also how to see your carryover volume, are there any questions? Guys, please unmute your line if there's at least questions on that. Some people get confused of that 200 to 100 ratio. Please unmute yourself. This is a time for us to all learn from each other. Anybody? Everybody gets that. Yes? In the chat?
I have a question.
Go ahead. Hey, Rosita.
Is that weekly or monthly?
That is weekly. So your volume every week accumulates. And then when you get paid on Thursday, all the cycles are determined, and you get paid on Thursday, on payday, for what your volume was for your team in both legs the previous week.
So that was a $28 weekly pay.
That was an example for that person. Right. They would get paid for 2 cycles on the Thursday.
Right. Okay. All right.
Good question. Good question. Anybody else? Guys, any other questions? That makes sense so far? Okay. Guys, next picture. And I want to show you, let me open it up. And guys, please follow me along and do not try to look at the picture and get confused. This is where we get into what your power leg and your weak leg is. Okay? Follow along with me. In this picture, you are the green dot. Okay? You are this coach here. Your sponsor is right here. Okay? Your sponsor placed you in their right leg. As you can see, you cannot see your sponsor has a left leg, guys, which is, I'm going to show you the next picture. It's not labeled here, but for argument's sake, your sponsor's right leg placed you in your spot in your right leg. Okay? Your power leg, guys, is going to be your right leg. And the reason being is because your sponsor and this other coach between you and your sponsor can help place coaches under you in your right leg. Meaning, if your sponsor has to put a coach in their right leg, it can't go anywhere but below you. It has to go below you. So your power leg, your strong leg, is 99.9% of the time is in fact the leg that you are in placed by your sponsor. Okay? Placed by your sponsor, because your upline, who is your sponsor and this other red coach between you guys, can place coaches under you. Your weak leg is, in this picture, your left leg. And the reason that's your left leg is because if you look, there is nobody that's going to place coaches in your weak leg except you. There's nobody above you to the right, okay? This is your what they call your inside leg or weak leg. If you look here at the bottom, you build your left leg. That's your weak leg. Your sponsor spillover builds your right leg. So your sponsor and this coach will help build your right leg. Okay? If you look here, this coach, this third coach down, this orange coach, guys, and this coach here that's in your left leg, your enrollee, your coach builds their right leg, meaning this is your coach, okay? This is your coach's left leg. This is your coach's right leg. Their power leg is their left leg. It's opposite you. Why? Because you put them in the left and they're going to get help from you in the left leg. Their inside leg is their right. So guys, again, your sponsor, 99.9% of the time, the leg they place you in, and in this case, your sponsor put you in their right leg, okay, is your power leg because you can get help from your upline to build your leg, your right leg. And the way, guys, and this is important, you are always taught to place your coaches on the outside of whatever leg. So if this is you and you sign up a coach in your right leg, you will never cut to say this coach on the inside, this coach on the left. You will always stack to the outside because you're building the leg, the power leg. Every coach in the diagram will have an inside leg. The coaches in red, their inside leg, their weak leg is their left. The coaches on the left here in orange, their inside leg is their right. Okay? That's their inside/weak leg. Before I go to the next picture, which explains this even more, are there any questions on that? This tends to get a little more confusing. Does that make sense? If not, guys, please unmute your line. Anybody? Makes sense so far? Okay. The next picture I want to show you takes this, and again, we're going to read around on it. Please do not jump ahead and confuse yourself. Let me go through each thing, and then I'm going to get into more in depth about the carryover volume. This picture here. Okay. So in this picture here, guys, again, your sponsoring coach is in purple. Here is you. Okay. Let's look at your sponsoring coach. Your sponsor builds their own left weak leg. That's down here to the left. They got to build that. It's their job. On the right here, your sponsor, you and anyone above or below you on this leg continue to build your right leg, aka strong leg. So your right leg here, your sponsor and all these coaches between you and your sponsor will help build your right leg. You always will put coaches in the outside. You will never see a coach appear in your inside leg. Why? Because everybody always places on the outside of their leg. So your sponsoring coach, if they have a new coach, they're going to place them here, then here, then here. They will never cut to the inside, as it will never cut to your inside. Over here, let's read this. It's called your weak leg because you are the only one building it. Everybody has an inside weak leg. You're the only one. You build your left, aka weak leg. On the bottom, each new coach builds their own inside or weak leg by themselves. That leg is not always their left leg like yours. Like right here, for you, your left leg's your weak leg. For this coach right here, and this is just a diagram, guys, these light blue coaches on the right, that's this dark blue coach's inside leg. It's opposite. Why? Because you, this coach, and this coach can help build this coach's left leg. You follow? But the right leg is the inside leg. All right? Everybody has an inside leg. Any questions on that picture? Anybody? That makes sense to everybody? Okay. Guys, anybody put chat. If you feel overwhelmed, you're lost, I'll explain it again. No? Everybody's good?
David,
Yeah.
this is Angie. So my upline builds my right leg, and then I would add coaches and build my left leg. Is that how that works?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. And Angie, I'm going to walk you through as you get coaches, so we'll one step at a time. We'll be good. Okay? Now, guys, moving on one step further, the carryover volume. What many of you guys don't realize is that every one of us, each of you, are responsible for building your inside leg. If you remember the team cycle bonus example that I gave you, and I'm going to go back to it to show you guys this picture here. Hold on. This picture here, guys, if you are not building, in this case, this coach's weak leg is the right leg, what's happening is all these coaches that are being placed either by your upline or your own coaches. This coach here that you signed up signs up 2 coaches. And then this coach here signs up 2 coaches. And you don't build your inside leg and build this business, what's going to happen is all the volume in one leg, your power leg, is going to start accumulating. 540 turns into 1,000, turns into 2,000, it turns into 3,000, it turns into 4,000, and it continues to grow. Volume points, and it keeps carrying over each week. And if you remember in this example, in order to cycle, you have to have at least 100 team volume points coming from your weak leg. So you have volume, basically, as I see it, free money. And the reason I say that is because you're not doing anything and your leg is growing. Your power leg is growing. In this example, your left leg is growing. And if you're not building the business, you're not able to cycle on all of that money that is sitting there in your weak leg. And I'm just to give you an idea, guys, and I'm not here to, I want to share with you guys the post I put up, and then I'm going to explain to you guys what you can do. But I want to show you guys examples of some of the money some of our coaches are sitting on. And you may be on this call, and this is not a knock to anybody, but I put a post up right here. With the volume at an all-time high the last few weeks and the holidays and shopping on the horizon, let's play a little game of how much money are you leaving on the table each week. If you are a lifetime emerald or above, meaning at one point you may have been emerald, but may not be at the present moment, you have carryover volume. These are bonuses that are just waiting to be paid out on you. Click on over to My Business tab, hit Volume, Carryover Volume, and post below how much volume you are sitting on in both carryover left volume and carryover right volume. I'll help you with the math, and I'm absolutely sure some of you will have your minds blown at how much money is sitting on. All right, so next. Did it go to my back office? Can you guys see my back office now or no? Yes? If you go to My Business, My Volume, guys, and you go to My Carryover Volume, all right, what you're going to do, and it's loading. Let's see here. Come on. See if I get to speed over. Here's your carryover volume. You will look on the right-hand side here, guys. It says carryover left volume, I have 2,580. Right volume, I have 33. My weak leg is RV, guys. By the way, RV stands for right volume or right leg. LV stands for left leg or left volume. So right now, I have 2,580 team volume points that are waiting to be cycled on. And the reason why is I have to have at least 100, if you guys remember, in the opposite leg. All right? Going back to the page, I say, the first comment I put here, formula to follow. Take the higher carryover number of the two, LV or RV, and I just showed you mine was about 2,000 and change. Divide it by 200, because, guys, remember, you got to have at least 200 team volume points in the strong leg. Then multiply that by $14 if you are emerald, 16 for ruby, or 18 if you are a diamond. That's how much money you are sitting on post below your dollar amount. So for me, in my example, if I was to take 2,580 and divide by 200, because remember, this is my strong leg, so at least 200 volume points has to come from here and 100 from here. So how many 200s, how many cycles of 200 would 2,580 end up being? So maybe about 10, about 200, it's about 12 or 13 cycles. Say even number was 10 cycles. Say it was 2,000, guys, carryover volume. 2,000, that's 20 cycles, 20 times 10, right? At $18, guys, that's about $280. That's sitting there for me to cash out. To give you an example, not to put people on the spot, Danielle Curry is sitting on $29,883 of money. Kathy thinks it's $287. 4,803. 2,880. Rachel, $19,968. Matt Guy, 2,951. Danielle Zito, $6,668. Mary Palumbo, 1,839. Teresa May, $26,049. Brian Laupsher, $37,277. Michael Rudd, $24,408. You guys are probably wondering, how are these numbers so big? It's very simple. Some of these coaches have been coaches for a while, and their power leg has just been building and building and building, and their weak leg is not being built at all. And therefore, they're not cycling on that money. Shannon Larice, 4,017. So, guys, the point I'm trying to make is if you have a power leg with all this carryover volume, that's money that is there for you. But we, all of us, and I'm speaking to all of you, you are in no different position than anybody else. We all have an inside weak leg, and you must take ownership of that. Now, right, ideally in the beginning, guys, you want to get up to diamond coach, right? And to be a diamond, you need 4 coaches in each leg, right? So, right, early on, you can't have all your coaches go in your weak leg because you want to get to diamond. So you need to place some coaches that you sponsor in your power leg. It's just the nature of the beast. We all go through it. But eventually, when you build yourself to diamond, you want to start dumping coaches that you sponsor in your weak leg. Why? Because if you start hitting that 100 volume mark, you start cashing in on that money that's sitting there. Guys, many of us on this call, you guys are sitting on thousands of dollars of volume. And this is why this business is so amazing, guys, is because this business, you're in it for yourself, but you're not by yourself. And what do I mean by that? You have these team of coaches that are helping you to build your business and make residual income. You do not make 6 figures a week in this business by selling retail sales each and every day. It's great when you sell a Shakeology, you make $30 and you get a Success Club point. Right, you want that. But if you sell one Shakeology, but you sign up coaches and you sign up 20 coaches over a year and they're selling Shakeologies, all of that volume that they're bringing in, that they're doing the work on, that you aren't, is making you money. And then if the coaches you sign up, guys, if you really can wrap your brain around this, if you sign up a coach who's a rock star and goes out there and signs up 20 coaches, guess what? you get to make money off of those 20 coaches that your one coach signed up. It's a team effort. That's why you want to build a team. You want to move up in rank. You want to sponsor people after they get through our challenge groups so that you could start building a team, building your left and right leg, building your inside leg, and start making money off of all of the coaches under you. Guys, that's how, I'll tell you right now, you get to be a six-figure earner in this business and beyond. For me to make six figures that I do now, I am not selling $400,000 in product and making 25% on that. No, I've worked on building leaders, building on teams, sponsoring coaches, and it's the exponential growth because your coaches get coaches who get coaches who get coaches. So if you're here and you have carryover volume, own it. Hammer and chisels out, start getting people into challenge groups, help them get results, help them become coaches. We have a system for that that works. Once they become coaches, you decide where you can place them. You want to get yourself to diamond and then start owning your inside leg. Guys, we all have a level playing field, but it's on you to build yourself so you can do and build on the team cycle bonus. Are there any, let me see here. How do I place on one side? So Bonnie, so I'm new, but how do I place on one side and the other? So Bonnie, there's a way in your back office under my business, my downline graphical genealogy to set coach placement. My recommendation to you, Bonnie, excuse me, is to get in one of our coach basics trainings, and we run them every month, ASAP, because we go over all the fundamentals of coach placement, how to get challengers, how to handle objections, all of this in 30 days. It's real simple, but just so you know, you do it in your back office. I would also, if you have somebody that's going to sign up, Bonnie, reach out to your coach or your upline diamond, and they will help you do that in the interim, like if you're in a bind. Guys, any questions on that? That all makes sense? Yes? Jem Brown, makes sense? I'm just looking at you, so I put you on the spot. She's muted. Everybody? Yes? Okay. Guys, I'm amazed there's no questions because I'm going to be honest, this was very confusing for me in the beginning. You know, it's hard at times to understand it sometimes. So hopefully you guys all follow and realize that this is what makes, you know, the network marketing business that we have something like no other. This is what gives you freedom to build this part-time, all right? This is what allows you to grow because you're not killing yourself. Once you put the work in and own your business and build leaders and find other coaches, the team will start to grow and you will start to reap the rewards from it. We all benefit from each other, everybody. I see one question. So I have 6 active coaches in my left leg. I have a fear of letting it go less than that. At what point do you feel it's safe to stop adding to your strong leg? Mary, my question is, are you in, I don't know what rank you are you a diamond? Because you want to get yourself to diamond ASAP. So you're diamond. So my thing is now, what I would do is I would add to your weak leg. And say you sign up 3 coaches, I'd put 2 in your weak leg, 1 in your strong leg. 2 in your weak leg, 1 in your strong leg. For those of you that are diamond guys, it's kind of a little bit of an art to it. And the reason being is when you start moving up in rank, say you want to be a 2-star diamond, and I don't know the exact numbers, you got to have, instead of 4 coaches in each leg that are active, you may have to have like 9 coaches in each leg that are active. So you have to be building your weak leg, but you still got to make sure you're putting coaches in your strong leg so that you're moving up in rank because you get paid more as you move up in rank. So I have 9+ in my weak. Great, thank you. Yes, Mary, I would still be placing them in your weak leg. I would do a 2-for-1 at this point. Definitely start building your weak leg. It's money you're sitting on for sure. Any other questions? Guys, anybody? No? All right, guys, if there's no questions, then have a great night. Have a great week. The recording will be up tomorrow morning, and I will talk to you guys all soon. Good night, guys. Bye-bye.